At the conclusion of the second trial, I didn't learn anything new. I didn't come to any new epiphany. There was no new facts that were unearthed. So the sentence I imposed the first time around, I feel is an appropriate sentence still today. There were no additional aggravating factors that I felt that came to light, nor were there any additional mitigating factors that came to light. So I'm going to impose the same sentence today that I imposed previously. And that is 16 years in the Department of Corrections with a 4-year mandatory minimum. I'm going to allow 154 days for credit for time served. I'm only giving credit for the time in the jail. 2 reasons. One, I don't think I'm permitted to give credit for in-house arrest, but even if I'm incorrect, I would exercise my discretion not to give credit for staying in one's home as a substitute for incarceration. I'm going to direct the Department of Motor Vehicles to suspend your license, a permanent revocation. I'll impose the same fine as I did before, $10,000. And any additional fines and fees I'll impose by way of a separate order imposing costs. With regard to the state's motion for cost of prosecution and incarceration, I'm granting that in part. I'm going to grant the cost of prosecution for the Exhibit 2A costs. I'm deducting the things that Mr. Duncan correctly pointed out ought not to be charged against the defendant. The dollar amount will be contained in a separate written order. I'm adjudicating the defendant guilty as to count 1 only, and I'm taking no action as to count 2. And that is over the defendant's objection. I think the sentencing is concluded. I will wait for the notice of appeal to be filed. I suspect that was probably going to be forthcoming.
In terms of the costs of incarceration, have we reached that yet?
Yeah, I think I'm obligated to tag him with the $50 a day. I think that the state asks for it, and I think that the statute says shall, and that shall means I got to do it. So I'm doing it. All right, let's go back to Mr. Ernst.
Yes, sir. I'm filing the notice of appeal electronically right now. I gave a hard copy to the clerk along with the filing fees. We are filing our notice of